live at Coyote Joe's for Fight Lab 23. I'm your host, Paul Boo, alongside Kevin Ferrant. We're here with MMA On The Rise. We've got a great card tonight.
We got 12 exciting fights featuring 2 pro fights, Matt McMullins versus Dana King, and the main event, Keith Richardson versus Dewan Owens, which is a fight that everybody in the area is excited about.
That's going to be a great night of fights, so stay tuned to MMA On The Rise.
Tonight we have another fight from Fight Lab 23 at Coyote Joe's in Charlotte, North Carolina. We have a 145-pound matchup. Trey Singleton takes on Derek Hyatt, looking for their first wins in the cage. Stay tuned.
And weighing in at 145 pounds, representing Marshall's MMA, give a big round of applause to Trey Singleton.
MMA On The Rise is here at Coyote Joe's in Charlotte, North Carolina. Fight Lab 23. I'm here with the Fight Tech, Paul Boo, and the Master of Cool, Kevin Ferrant. As always, I'm your host, Tom Ziegler. We are watching Trey Singleton make his way to his cage. He's going to be making his amateur debut tonight at 18 years old.
Trey Singleton is coming to us from Goldsboro, North Carolina, making his debut. Like you said, he's 5'6", 145 pounds, and he will be giving up a massive reach advantage in this fight.
Yeah, he's definitely a shorter guy. They're the same weight class, but a huge reach advantage difference. Not only is Derek Hyatt quite a bit taller, he's got a really long reach.
18 years old. He looks very young.
Yeah, he definitely looks like he's just barely a day over 18.
Very spry. Trey Singleton.
Very spry. Fluid, energetic, dexterous, agile.
Trey Singleton, all of the above.
Now they got several selections to pick as his fight name.
He looks very, very young in there.
Coming out of the Monster Energy Drink Red Corner. This young man comes to us from the Gas House, Gastonia, North Carolina. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighing in at 145 pounds. Representing Renegade Fighting Systems. Give it up for the H-Bomb, Derek Hyatt.
Derek Hyatt making his entrance. Now, Derek, you mentioned the reach advantage and the height advantage. However, Derek's coming to the cage with an 0-5 record. Now, that's a little uncommon in amateur MMA, but I got to say this. I'm looking at the guys that he's fought before, and, Salah Hamidah, amateur champion. Sergio Bolo is an absolute beast. Joseph Ray, lots of experience. Adam Ronzik just fought for a title. I mean, you know, he's been in there with some good guys.
Yeah, Ronzik, 20-fight veteran. Hyatt has been in there. Every single fight's been a very tough fight for him. He's got a strong boxing background. He's very new to the MMA game. When his first fight against Salah Hamadah, he had basically 1 month of MMA training after years of boxing. I expect him to try to use his reach with his boxing experience to keep Singleton on the outside with a jab, long straight punches. Derek recently mentioned that it might have taken him 5 fights, but he finally understands the MMA game, and he's ready to come in here for his first win.
Yeah, I think, you know, he had talked about how his first 5 fights, that he had kind of looked at them like a boxing match. He went in there with the idea of just to box and knock the guy out, and never seemed to go his way. According to him, what he's saying is reporting is that he has, you know, evolved his game. Now he's coming in with a mixed martial arts mindset. You know, but 5 fights in, you know, I would hope that he's kind of figured it out by this point, that it's going to take more than just boxing. Boxing's a very key element in the sport, but, you know, there's a lot more parts to the game than just boxing.
Well, in his last 2 fights, I've seen both of them. In both fights, he's shown that he is starting to understand the grappling aspect of MMA. He showed that, you know, proper technique, and knows what he's doing when it gets to the ground.
Yeah, as a side note, 3 of his losses actually have come by decision. So it's not like he's getting stopped on a regular basis. He's going the distance. He's holding his own in there. It's just he's not able to finish the fights, and he's not able to dominate the fights.
He's up in there against an unknown tonight. And Trey Singleton, he looks very young. We'll see if this event is a little bit too much for him, or if he's going to bring the composure to the cage. You know, Derek Hyatt's been there.
Looking at the 2 of them, you definitely think Hyatt would have the advantage, but you never know.
He's a kicker.
Yeah.
Hyatt coming out very, very aggressive with his hands. Singleton immediately with the body lock, trying to get this fight to the ground. Did not feel comfortable with the hands of Derek Hyatt.
You know, Singleton seems to be, you know, he was throwing the kicks. He seems to be pretty agile on his feet. He went for the lockup now.
He's going in for that kick a little bit too much, and he's paying for it right now. Went for that rear leg roundhouse kick 1 too many times, and Derek Hyatt is answering.
Derek Hyatt showing some very, very fast hands.
Singleton's trying his best to lock it up, trying to avoid the boxing of Derek Hyatt, which is actually smart, knowing that Derek Hyatt, that's his game. Singleton was trying to kick, and it seems like he's trying to get the takedown. But Hyatt's doing a pretty good job about, you know, actually punching and backing up, which is actually a hard thing to do. And he's definitely dazed Singleton.
Nice inside leg reap, but he ends up mounted.
Nice reversal by Hyatt. And he takes the back of Singleton. It looks like he might try locking up the body triangle.
Yeah, he does. There it is.
With those long legs and that body triangle, if he can stay on his back, he's kind of riding far to the side right now. He needs to climb up his back.
Referee warning him for hitting him to the back of the head.
Singleton, if Hyatt's not careful, Singleton is actually rolling through, and it looks like he might end up in Hyatt's guard. If that's the case, that's a major mistake on Hyatt's part. Hyatt really needs to climb up and get on his back versus staying on the side like that.
And he looks like he's trying to do just that.
Yeah, his coaches are actually screaming it right now. Nick Smith is cornering him along with Jeremy Orrell from Great Grappling. And they're screaming at him to try to climb up, but he's not able to do it.
Well, Singleton ends up in guard. And he's starting to lay in some right hands.
Now Singleton here really needs to go to work and start really putting the pressure on Hyatt. Hyatt is not known for his grappling, specifically his back game. So if Singleton has done his homework, he should feel pretty comfortable throwing some shots from here and then eventually working the pass, which...
Well, Hyatt has shown some good use of his guard in his last couple fights. He nearly locked the triangle on Joe Ray.
And he goes right to mount. Very nice.
Singleton escapes that armbar attempt pretty easily, mounts, and now he's raining down on Derek Hyatt.
Singleton showing some serious composure for an 18-year-old debuter.
Yeah, Hyatt had him rocked and was very aggressive, and it looks like he's recovered well from that.
He's locking up the guillotine. If Hyatt keeps driving in, he's going to get guillotined.
DDT by Singleton.
It did resemble a DDT. He ends up in half guard, and that's the end of the round.
My name is Jordan Ronaldo.
This is Joe Pacheco.
I'm Solon Stanley.
Keith Richardson.
I'm Curtis Clower.
Shane Crenshaw.
We are the Hooter Girls.
Vanilla Gorilla.
Kevin Ferrant.
This is Adrian A. Trey Henderson.
I'm Jason Fagler Jr.
Fernando Sarah.
We're the Hooter Girls.
And you're watching it.
You're watching.
You're watching.
You better be watching.
And you're watching.
Watching.
Are you watching?
And you're watching.
MMA.
MMA.
MMA on the rise.
MMA on the rise.
MMA on the rise.
MMA on the rise.
On MMA on the rise.
MMA on the rise.
MMA on the rise.
MMA on the rise.
You know, that was a back and forth match. Both of them, you know, landed some shots. Hyatt definitely was winning on the striking. Had a little bit of action on the ground, dominating, but also Singleton had some action on the ground. But I think I would probably have to give that to Hyatt for the shots landed on the feet.
Yeah, very, very close back and forth first round. I agree. Slight edge to Hyatt. Landed a little bit more damage on the feet, a little bit more damage throughout the majority of the round. And Singleton came back at the end.
Yeah, and the young Singleton now, you have to imagine he's got the jitters out. He's been through the first round. He's got the adrenaline out of his system. He can settle down and bring some confidence into the second round, I think.
Paul, if you're in the corner of Singleton, what are you telling him right now?
I'm going to tell him to be careful on the kicks. He's walking in, throwing the kicks, and leaving his hands down. I would say basically to come in, set up a right hand over the top, and then immediately set up a shot off of it, put him in the cage, and get it down.
I haven't seen one punch thrown by Singleton from the feet. It's been all kicks from him so far.
I think if he throws that right hand just to set up a shot and goes to the ground with Hyatt. He threw a kick and then he went in for the body lock. So similar concept, but he just needs to stay out of that boxing range with Hyatt. Hyatt has an extreme advantage there.
It was a very fast-paced round. We'll see who's got the better cardio in the second as the second round begins. Singleton pulls him down on top of him in the mount.
Singleton tried for the takedown. Hyatt ends up mounting him, and he's hammering down on him. Gives up his back.
Now Hyatt is real high again. It looks like Singleton's going to come out the back. If Hyatt's trying to make the adjustment, he's listening to his corner. He just has to make sure he stays on the back and maintains that position, whereas in the first round he lost it.
He threw his arm hooks in. He's trying to flatten him out.
He does flatten him out. You can tell he's been working on his ground.
That's a good decision. I think his corners probably gave him the advice if he gets the back again to make sure to flatten him out. Again, you got Jeremy Arell from Great Grappling and Nick Smith both cornering him now, but he's losing it again. He's falling off to the side, and Singleton is actually able to turn and face him again.
Singleton, being 18 years old, is really impressing me tonight.
Singleton is now climbing Hyatt's back, and he has an armbar. He has it. He has it on. Hyatt's able to rotate it. Both these guys are definitely, they lack a little bit of experience on the ground. It's obvious some of the mistakes they're making, but they are giving it their all. They're pushing hard. This is a very fast-paced fight.
Nice reversal.
From side control to side control. Singleton from the bottom to the top, on top of Hyatt right now.
Very good transition. Goes to mount again easily. See if he can keep this position and start laying down some punches.
Now, at the beginning of the round, Hyatt was the one on top and mount. Now Singleton's on top, so now he's going to basically possibly steal this round if he can maintain this the rest of the time.
Great back and forth action.
Landing some good right hands from the mount right now. Hyatt not bucking up.
Yeah, Hyatt is going to have to raise his hips, buck him over. The ref is really looking really, really close. He's turning, he's trying.
All the way up. Turn.
Another
nice right
solid right hands by Singleton. Hyatt gives up his back. Hiding his head well.
Hyatt not trying to get back to his knees.
If Hyatt doesn't move soon, it's almost like he's quitting. If he doesn't move soon, there he's back up.
There he goes.
The ref is taking a really close look at it. He keeps warning Singleton for grabbing that fence. He's got to be careful. Singleton might lose his position if he keeps grabbing that fence.
Singleton gets his second hook in. He's in real good control here. Really doing some damage.
The 10-second clacker. It looks like Hyatt might be saved by the bell here.
Good round for Singleton.
Another exciting round in the books.
I'm Kenneth B. Pitt Crowder, and when I'm not knocking ears off, I'm watching MMA on the Rise.
Definitely Hyatt started out that round and Mount landed down some strikes, but Singleton definitely, I think, stole that round at the end. Better position, had the mount for longer, did a lot of damage. Hyatt just looks like he's mentally broke right now. His coaches are really going to have to get in his head to implore him to get out there and go for the finish in this fight, because second round definitely went to Singleton. First round could have went either way. Hyatt has got to get back in this game and go to finish this fight.
Hyatt's a warrior. He's got a lot of heart. I feel like he's going to come back in the third round aggressive, regain his composure in between rounds here. And I think I'm going to look to see him try to finish it early in the third round. Took a lot of damage at the end of that second round there.
He sure did. Referee was taking a close look.
Hyatt's going to have to dig deep here and knows that he took a little bit of beating at the end of that round, but he can come back. He can still win this fight.
Singleton looks pretty tired coming into the third round.
Yeah, both of them have their hands on their hips. They're both breathing with their mouth open. This has been a war so far.
We go with the final round, round 3.
Oh, nice left. Little overcommitted there, and Singleton gets up underneath him.
Yeah, I want to see longer, straighter punches from Hyatt. He needs to use that reach to his advantage.
Yeah, he's throwing a little bit of looping shots and not taking advantage.
Singleton was able to close the distance rather easily.
Right. When you're the taller fighter, and you got to kind of lower your stance to keep the guy who wants to grapple with you from getting up underneath you. Singleton ends up on the back after that weird sort of
That was
takedown.
the third time that he did the same exact maneuver. The first 2 times he ended up mounted. That time he managed to get to the back somehow.
It's not even so much technique he's using. It's just sort of an athleticism thing that he's trying, and it worked, I think, this time because Hyatt's tired. Whereas in the first 2 attempts, Hyatt was able to muscle it off.
Yeah, I think it's more of a Greco-Roman upper body throw he's trying to attempt, but I think Hyatt's height is giving him problems, and he's just landing on his back.
Hyatt's corner is screaming at him to get one of his legs free to get rid of one of the hooks of Singleton. He's in a bad situation because his head's crammed right in the corner there. Singleton has his hooks in.
He's doing a good job of tying up one of Singleton's hands, but he breaks free at this time, laying some punches down.
He's starting to get his rear end high. He's coming out the back. He's got to watch his arm here, but he's trying to get Singleton high so he can come out the back.
Hey, Singleton might be baiting him.
Yeah. If Singleton's not careful, he's going to get dumped off, but it looks like he might be going for that arm. Now he's working his way back again, back down the hips.
Singleton's still on his back, working the right hands from underneath.
Hyatt looks exhausted. If he could just explode, he may be able to come out the back here.
He's having a real hard time shaking Singleton off his back. He's doing his best to come out the back door. Still fighting.
Singleton's posting up off his head there and letting his hands go. It's actually a pretty good strategy.
He's definitely shown a lot of good skill for a debuter. I'm impressed.
You know, he looks like he's got a few holes in his game, you know, being new to the sport, but he's definitely athletic, and he seems like he's got most of his basics down. Derek's just having a hard time getting him off his back, but realistically, Singleton's so high, Derek should be able to get him off his back at this point, but it's almost like Derek is just completely gassed out at this point, or either that or he's just clueless as to what to do. Derek needs to step one of his legs back behind his other leg to release a hook.
10 seconds left in the final round. You'd have to say this went Singleton's way.
Yeah, first two rounds close. First round very close. Second round close. Third round definitely a round for Singleton.
Yeah, I definitely think this is another decision that's not going to go Hyatt's way. I think Singleton just probably took his first win of his career, and now it looks like Hyatt's going to be moving to 0-6.
Singleton, 18 years old, got a lot of work in front of him, but very impressive in his debut for an 18-year-old.
Lots of raw natural talent. I like the building blocks he's got. You can definitely build something off of him. 18 years old.
Yeah.
Judges score the bout 29-28 in favor of the Monster Energy drink. Blue corner, Trey Singleton.
And there you have it. As expected, Trey Singleton takes the last 2 rounds to win the fight. Congratulations to that young man. gets his picture taken with the pretty girls. He's a winner tonight. Derek Hyatt, very tough. You can tell he's been working on his ground game. It wasn't enough tonight. He'll go back to the drawing board. You are watching MMA on the Rise. Thanks for watching another exciting episode of MMA on the Rise. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube at MMAOTR.
You can also like us on Facebook.
You can also visit us at MMAOnTheRise.tv.
And now you can follow us on Twitter at MMAOTR.
We'll see you next time on MMA on the Rise.